Hey guys, Marsegan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to take a look at the side banner unit from the new 21 Dokkan Fest banner, the physical Evil 21. She does have an intro, which is why I started off on the map here, because she is on the first turn. So we'll go ahead and check this out, get the Bulma one as well. Now, the thing to bear in mind straight away, much like the AGL 21, which actually didn't even mention in her showcase after she transformed, the Evil 21 is a unit that has big bad bosses. So obviously, being freshly pulled, freshly awakened, we're not going to have big bad bosses active on a lot of these turns. So I think what I'm going to do, for the sake of links, I'm going to float off the 21s, the AGL ones. So we've got our slot 1 units, and then we'll get to see her with these Android 21 links active 2 out of 3 rotations. And then the other floating unit will probably be the Toa for some extra support. So we'll take a look at what she does here. She's got 197, basically 200k defense start of turn. She's a power absorption lead for 130%. She greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns on super, so you can get a good few stacks on that. 50% raise every time. She gets the entrance animation with no restriction, which gives her an extra 120% defense, attack and defense, and a great chance to launch an additional super for 4 turns. And then it becomes a high chance to launch an additional super from the 5th turn onwards. She gets 3 key, 210% attack and defense, additional 90% attack when attacking. She has 21% damage reduction when facing only 1 enemy, high chance to crit when there's 2 or more enemies. Then she gets a guaranteed crit if you're at 60% or less HP at the start of the turn, or if the enemy is at 30% or less HP when she attacks. So if someone attacks before her, puts the enemy down to 30% or less, she then gets the crit. And she recovers 30% HP with each final blow delivered. It's a nice little extra ability. I mentioned this in the news video. It doesn't make her like bad if you can't consistently get them, because it's not affecting her overall kit like her stats or anything like that, right? It's just giving you some extra healing, so that is nice. I did give her a defense orb for the bronze, and then the silver orb is crit and dodge, so she has a little bit of everything at 55%. Just like the AGL 21, I feel like she's a unit that benefits from all of the hidden potential abilities. So I don't really know what the best route for her is in terms of hidden potential, but we'll see as we go. I did throw her on some of the teams while we were awakening the units earlier. So a couple of her links have gone up, but she is basically freshly pulled. So you can see here she's at 200k defense start of turn. Once we pick up the Bulma orbs here, obviously we are going to get that support as well. So we go up to 214, and then she's greatly raising on super, which is a 50% raise, and she obviously has those chances to do the additional supers, because she has the great chance from her intro animation, and then obviously she is a physical unit, so even at 55% with no skill orbs or anything, she has level 5 additional. So we could still potentially see 3 supers in 1 turn here. So 3.5 on her attack stat. Now again, not having big bad bosses active, that's 25% attack and defense that we're missing out on. But you can see from the greatly raised, like her attack stat jumps up to 3.9. So I mean, with big bad bosses active, she's potentially going to be dropping some serious damage. Like she goes up to, here at 55% on this turn, she is at what, 400k with 21% damage reduction. It's not bad. She's not going to be eating like huge super attacks or anything like that, but I have heard some people saying, like, I haven't checked out any of the rainbow showcases from any of the other guys yet. I always like to use the units first myself and see how they're doing before I've watched anyone else's videos. But I've heard a few people say that she's pretty good. Apparently, post super attack, she can tank physical fusion to Masu's super attack. So it'll be quite interesting to see if we can get that scenario to occur, because I will be taking the Android 21 into Fusion Zamasu for a showcase, so we probably will bring Evil 21 on the team. I want to have her team as fully fleshed out as possible, because the one thing I took away from the 55% showcase, I think AGL 21 put in a fairly solid performance for a 55% level 1 Link's character, but her team wasn't the best it could have been because we didn't have the Evil 21, we had an Easy Aid, the free-to-play Int one. I'm trying to Link level the physical Link partner, like, well, what's it called, Link Assist or something, Android 18, the free-to-play one, before we get these teams all sort of showcased in these more difficult events. So I'm looking forward to trying her out in Fusion Zamasu. I mean, it pretty much goes without saying that against the AoE, she's not going to be very good, right? But other than that, I think we could have some pretty good showing from both the Android 21s here. So with the support from the Int Tower, yeah, see, because she keeps those stacks for 4 turns on her 2 supers. Bear in mind, what that means is when it says for 4 turns, that means it can stack like 4 times as well. So she's at 415k defense start of turn here with 21% damage reduction. So Physical Freezer could do an AoE super. I don't know how hard his super hits. It's not crazy hard, but even let's say it was 1,000,000 damage, which it's not. 21% takes off 21% of that, gives it down to about 790, and then her defense is 415. She'd take 300k from 1,000,000 damage super attack, and that's pre-super, because obviously if she super attacks first, she's going to get more of those stacks as well. So ideally, Demon Goddess Toa gets the dodge here, if he is going to AoE super this turn. I usually don't get lucky in these showcases if I jump into the freezer event, and he usually super attacks me early on in the turn, so we'll see how we go here. Yeah, there we go. So Bulma won't take anything. 21, yeah, double digits, and Toa gets the dodge. That's what we like to see. So 4.68 for 21, because remember, she's greatly raising attack and defense, so she keeps the attack buff as well. There's the additional. Hopefully that is the intro buff. It could be the hidden potential. There's no real way to know. Because the thing is with her intro buff, it's a great chance to do an additional super that drops to high, but that's it, right? So the preferable version of these passives is when it says the unit gets a guaranteed additional attack that then has a chance to become a super. Because even if it's not going to be a super, it's still an additional normal attack, which then means that increases the chances of it proccing the hidden potential. So unfortunately she doesn't have that, which means there will be turns, unless you give her a decent amount of hidden potential in the, additional in the hidden potential, which could still happen if you get unlucky, but there will be turns where she'll just do 1 super, which is obviously going to be her worst case scenario, but getting off at least 2 or 3 supers in 1 turn is definitely going to give her that little bit of a boost. I think at 55%, her having the level of defense that she does, whilst also having 21% damage reduction, is pretty decent. But you can see there the AGL Android 21 at 55%. Definitely not a unit that is well suited to taking AoE supers, right? So the showcase against Fusion Zamasu is going to be interesting. Evil 21 obviously gets a bit of a benefit there, because on turn 1, even though she's only starting at around 200k defense, she has type advantage and 21% damage reduction. So the AoE from Fusion Zamasu shouldn't do a huge amount of damage to her. It's like 500k, I think, is AoE. Take off the 20% damage reduction, we're talking just under 400k. So she's at 200k defense, that means 200k damage, but she's also got type advantage, so it'll be slightly less than that. So it's still a pretty decent amount of damage, obviously, but at least she's got type advantage and that damage reduction to help out a little bit. So now here, we actually could get, as long as I don't get a heal with Bulma, so I don't want to pick up those STR orbs. I don't want to pick up physical orbs with 21 even. Because she doesn't heal on her super, does she? No. So if I transform with the AGL 21 here, we should now get Big Bad Bosses active. Because remember, even at level 1, Big Bad Bosses is active at 80% or less HP. So now we should have Big Bad Bosses active, as well as the stacks from the previous turn, right? So we are looking at... Oh, of course, her thing gives a heal. Of course it does. Well, so we're at 389, and there's no way Bulma takes any damage, of course. That's what I get for, I've obviously only just gotten the AGL 21, so completely forgetting that she heals when you transform her. But to be fair, if we hadn't transformed her, we wouldn't be able to have Big Bad Bosses active anyway, because the untransformed version doesn't have it. So I guess it is what it is, but... See, that's why, again, level 10 links, very, very important, right? If we could have Big Bad Bosses active here, we would have significantly more of a stat buff. but, you know, it is what it is. Because we were below the HP threshold at the start of the turn, though, physical Evil 21 getting guaranteed crits doesn't make a crazy amount of difference because we have type advantage already anyway, but critting obviously still means you do more damage. So we do love to see that. And then the AGL 21 here. I love her super attack animation. It's so fluid. Like, parts of her animation is literally just like watching somebody play fighters. Like, it looks so good. But here she goes. Triple super. See, now her linked up with the Margin 21, which is what we're saying in the 55% showcase. She's a unit that's not necessarily designed to put out crazy attack stat from like one super. It's the fact she's going to do 3 or 4 supers in one turn. And she's getting up to like 7 million on this turn. So I would say that that is pretty good. And then we should be able to finish off third form Frieza here. I mean, Evil 21 definitely seems very solid for a unit who I would imagine on the best build of 21's team, because neither of them are slot 1 units. Evil 21 is basically going to end up being like a floating support, which I think they did factor into her design. This is kind of like we talked about with Limit Breaker Broly. Is because her super attack effect is to greatly raise for 4 turns. It means even if you float her off, when she comes back 3 turns later, that means she still has those stacks. So she'll still have that extra defense and everything at the start of the turn, which is obviously beneficial for whether bosses have AoEs or not. Obviously, always nice to have those extra stacks, because then once she gets her supers off for that turn, it's then pushing those numbers up even higher. So that is definitely very, very good. So let's go ahead, and we might as well transform with the other 21 as well, just in case we do get to a point during this run where we lose some HP, and then we can actually get the big bad bosses rotation. But yeah, because at level 2, it's what, 81% or 82% or something? Yeah, 82% or less. So yeah, we're only just on the cusp of not having it on that previous turn. But I think one of the things that's going to be interesting, and the reason why you definitely need to get her to level 10 links, is because the AGL Android 21s obviously heal on each super once they're transformed. So because the team is going to have a ton of healing, it's going to be very difficult for you to consistently stay below the HP threshold that you would need to have big bad bosses active. So obviously, I mean, it goes without saying, any big bad bosses unit, right? You want to get to link level 10 as soon as possible, so that big bad bosses is just always active all of the time, right? And then you're just going to see considerably better performance out of these units. So of course, you know, once I finish with the 55% showcase, I will be going straight into some link leveling before we do the next videos and record the other showcases. I mean, I want to try and do Fusion Zamasu and some of the special like crossover events that came out today. So we probably won't have her full level 10 links. But you know, I've got a decent amount of keys, so once we get the links evened out, hopefully to all like 6s and 7s maybe, then I'll use some keys to get them to full level 10s, and then we'll see how we go. So, but yeah, physical 21 definitely seems to be pretty solid at 55%. I can only imagine, like, with the dupes and her having some more additional in the hidden potential, getting those like 3 supers in a turn, for example, she's going to be looking very, very good. Having the post-super defense be as high as it can potentially get, especially when you factor in turns where she's actually going to have big bad bosses active. Coupling all of that up with the 21% damage reduction, she should be looking very, very good post-super attack. So certainly interesting to see what her performance is going to be in these tougher events once we do actually get those links leveled up. So play out the turn here. I really want to just see if we can get to a point where we take enough damage that we can get big bad bosses. I would like at least one big bad boss's turn with physical 21 in this video if we can get it. But obviously with the I mean, Gamma 1 in slot 1 here, double super, I think he's probably fully built up at this point. Even if he eats a super from AGL Frieza here, I don't think he's going to take a lot of damage. I mean, we're going to find out, but he's obviously got a lot of defensive support on the rotation as well because of 17 and Android Assault. So yeah, double digit damage. And then of course, like 17 after supering, his defense is good. 21's going to super, and then yeah. So like, we're basically not going to be looking at taking much damage this turn, unfortunately. So it's one of those suffering from success meme kind of things, right? Unless you've got big bad bosses at level 10, if you're running a solid team, unless you get really unlucky in a difficult event, your chances of having big bad bosses active are kind of low. The only thing I can think to do, I guess, as long as we don't kill him this turn, if he's attacking in slot 1 on the next rotation, I could put the Evil 21 in slot 1 and just hope that he super attacks. Because with her damage reduction and the defense that she should carry over from the previous turn, she should live a super from him, right? With, oh, of course. We get a turn where we're not going to have big bad bosses even if I do that, right? I get you. All right, well, what shall we do then? I guess we can just get the support here. Bulma's just going to kill though, right? So 284k. Let's put her in slot 1 and see what we're actually going to get here. Because if we do this and then do this, I want to try and make sure we don't get the STR orbs because I don't want to get the Dokkan attack this turn, ideally. But we'll do this. I wonder what kind of damage she would take if she did take a slot 1 super. Because, yeah, the normals will do double-digit damage. And then he isn't going to super in slot 1, of course. It's always when you don't want them to do, like a slot 1 super, isn't it? That they, or when you do want them to, I should say, that they don't do one. So, and yeah, because the enemy was at 30% or less HP, she gets the guaranteed crit. But then you see the issue, like I said, with her ability. Because we're after the 5th turn now, and we're only getting a high chance to do an additional super, it's a coin flip. If you don't win the flip, she doesn't do an additional attack at all, and then at 55% level 5 additional, she only has a 10% chance to do an additional, and obviously that did not go off. So I think if we do this, well, I mean, there's no way we can't get the Dokkan attack this turn. So is there any way, if I don't hit the note, there's no way we don't do enough damage to get the full heal off of the Dokkan attack, unfortunately. Like, the Dokkan attack won't kill, but it probably is going to do more than enough damage here that we get a full heal, even if, like, someone takes a super this turn. Although I guess there's the potential, like, we could die to a super this turn on the wrong unit, but I think if we take a super and barely live, the Dokkan attack would still heal her. Oh, well. I guess we'll just take no damage from the super then, huh? Alright, well, unfortunately then, our dreams of getting big bad bosses active on a 55% showcase for Android 21 seem to have ended badly. Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'll take the risk on this next turn. We're going to be on full health. If I put her in slot 1 in the hopes that she takes damage and then we get big bad bosses active, what's most likely going to happen now is we are going to get supered in slot 1. And unfortunately, she probably will die, right? Because full power Freezer, his super attack definitely hits over 1 million damage. And pre-super with just the 21% damage reduction, that's not going to be enough for the Evil 21 to be able to survive that super attack. And then I think his normals don't really hit hard enough for him to be able to do damage to her with normal attacks in slot 1. So, but we'll see. Of course, 21, we got a bunch of heals from the attacks. And he's not even supering in slot 1. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. So that's the Android 21 showcase. Unfortunately, you know, while she does look very good, we were not able to get big bad bosses active. So bear in mind, everything we saw from her in this performance is all without big bad bosses active and only at 55%. All the rest of her links at a fairly low level as well. So I think she definitely has a lot of potential once we get those links leveled up and potentially pull extra copies of her. I'm not going to be doing any more summons on the banner. I did do a couple more summons at the end of my stream, and then I actually ended up doing 2 more once I'd finished the stream and pulled another copy of AGL 21, so she is 69%. I'm probably not going to do any more because obviously we know we don't know yet what's going to be coming for the rest of the year because global is very up in the air at the moment now as we lead in towards the sync. Just genuinely no idea what's coming. Do damage to Bulma. He probably won't, but God damn it. I was really hoping that maybe, just maybe, that could have done like, you know, 150k or something, but Bulma's just too good. So what did I expect? Now he actually takes damage, interesting, because he does raise attack. excuse me, he does raise attack on super for the turn. So after just one super, without big bad bosses, she actually takes damage from his normal attacks. And I expect with big bad bosses, she actually wouldn't have taken any damage. So that is quite interesting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Evil 21 down below in the comment section. I definitely think she has potential on this team with the Dokkan Fest 21. She's going to be pretty good. So we'll try her out in some harder events as we go throughout the day. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. And that is going to be it. So that's it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.